Yes, this video is about the 10R140, but the main thing I really want you to take away is that the new GM 10-speed certified by Allison, built by Ford, is really the same exact that's in the Fords. It's identical almost. Now there's a few little small differences, but they are almost exactly identical. Now why the hell do I want you to know this? I really don't know. I'm just tired of hearing people say the new Allison 10-speed is the same exact 10-speed design that we've had around for a while now. It's not anything new. It's really not even affiliated with Allison at all. All that Allison did was put their certified sticker on the side of it, which, I mean, hell, why wouldn't they have certified it? The 10 speeds are way better than what they were producing. So what is the 10R140? Well, the 10R140 is the 10-speed rear-wheel drive rated for 1,400 feet-pound of torque, or that might be Newton meters, I can't remember. But basically, this is the transmission that replaced the 6-speed in the F2, F350s in the year 2020. You can find the 10R140 in any 2020 up Super Duty that has a 7.3 or a 6.7. What are some of the benefits that came with going to this 10R140 transmission? If you've ever driven one of these 10 speeds compared to a 6-speed, you'll know that the thing is a lot faster. That's the most beneficial part about having 10 gears, is you can keep that engine right in the peak RPM range you want it all the time. Other than adding those power gains with this 10R140, we also added a good bit of fuel mileage. The 10-speed is able to keep this thing in a very, very high gear ratio all the time, so it doesn't burn near as much fuel. So what are some of the common issues with this 10R140? Well, probably the most common, which we're going to cover a little more in depth later, is the rear planet. The rear planet carrier. That thing will come apart and sling metal all through your transmission. That's covered by recall. We're going to talk about it here in a minute. They also have, I've seen a few CDF drum bushings move just like the 10R80. They're not near as common, but it can happen. I have never seen an outer shell beat out from the F clutches, which is something I see on every single 10R80 we build. Other than those, really the only other thing that I've seen is valve body problems with this transmission. It is worth mentioning that this transmission had a recall on it when it first came out in the year 2020. It was originally only on the F350s, but I think they've come back and since updated it to the 250s, because I've seen just as many 250s do this with the rear planet as I have the 350s. And that is that the bearing will come apart on one of the rear planets and in the back, very, very, very back carrier, and that essentially would just cause a ton of metal contamination to get into your transmission. The fix is, as Ford says, if the planet has already come apart, they actually pay to replace that transmission with a brand new one. Or if it hasn't come apart yet, they allow you to just replace the carrier so that you stop that problem from happening in the future. What should you be doing to maintain this transmission? Well, the easiest thing is probably just going to be to keep very clean fluid in it. I would recommend changing it every 100,000, maybe every 50 to 75,000 if you are pulling heavy loads consistently with it. The next piece of advice is don't put a super hot tune in your truck. If you do that, you're probably going to be visiting me to rebuild your transmission. It's just mathematics basically tells me that more power, engine, transmission, brake more often. So take that as you want. Talked about it in the intro, and I want to talk a little bit more about how similar this thing is to the GM 10L1000. If you didn't know the 10-speed, so the 10R60, 10R80, 10R140 is what Ford calls them. That is the smallest one in their Explorers, the next one up in the F-150s Expeditions, and then the 10R140 is in the heavier trucks. Well, this was a joint venture between Ford and GM. Ford was supposed to be developing the rear-wheel drive stuff. GM was supposed to be developing the front-wheel drive stuff. And when they got done, Ford really didn't like GM's front-wheel drive, but obviously GM loved the rear-wheel drive stuff. So here we are. GM basically has the same exact transmissions and everything nowadays as the Fords, pretty much. They are a little bit different. Valve bodies, connectors, things like that can change a little bit. But if you set them side by side, you would see what I'm talking about. It is the same exact thing. It's that green apple and a red apple sitting beside each other. You bite into them and you really don't know the difference. How does this 10R140 stack up when compared to the previous 6R140? Well, if you set them side by side as a stock unit, I'll honestly tell you that I really haven't seen many issues out of either one of them. The only time I've really ever rebuilt a 6R140 or a 10R140 is when the truck was tuned. Hot tunes just don't mix very good with transmissions. Now, it is worth saying that you are going to get stock for stock unit. You're going to get a good bit better performance and fuel mileage out of the 10-speed. This is why this would probably be my overall pick. If I was buying a newer 6.7, I would probably be looking for a 10R140. Not saying anything bad about the 6R. We've built tons of these things, and they're honestly a very tough and beefy unit. But my personal pick is going to be that 10R140. So what can be done to improve the 10R140? Well, there really isn't much improving that's needed with this thing. Like I said, the only time I'm ever seeing these things tear up is whenever you guys turn the power way up. Especially when you turn the power way up and you're still consistently pulling heavy loads every day with your truck. Now that said, you can improve some of the parts inside this thing. They have some upgraded clutch and steel kits out for them now. They're starting to slowly but surely roll out more and more aftermarket stuff for this thing. So if you're wondering what you can do to improve this thing, if you're wanting to turn your truck up more, I would recommend probably looking at some of the upgraded clutch and steel kits they have out there for this. So is this the last traditional heavy-duty transmission that Ford will manufacture? And the answer is probably yes. If I had to guess, this will probably be the last transmission and engine platform you'll see from Ford Motor Company. If it ever gets replaced, I'm sure it will be with something that you have to plug into the wall to make go up and down the road. So what does this thing cost to replace if it goes out on me? Well, if you're buying a new unit from Ford, that thing's probably going to be $6,000 to $7,000. This is going to be a very, very expensive bill if you are replacing it new. If you're wondering what the cost to overhaul is, we went back and looked through some of the few we've done here in the past, and it's roughly about $5,000 to $5,500 usually to overhaul it, depending on if you do a new torque converter. There really isn't very many people out that are working on the new 10-speed platform, so if you're looking to have this fixed, you're probably just about going to have to go to the dealership unless you can find some kind of specialty shop that works on these 10-speeds. If you're having issues with yours, I would highly recommend checking prices around. That's probably the best thing you can do when it comes to transmission work, because the prices are going to vary a lot depending on where you take things. But if you're getting this thing rebuilt, I would definitely be expecting to spend somewhere in the $5,000 to $6,000 range to get a good quality rebuild that's going to cover all the parts you want replaced. All right, guys, you now know pretty much everything that I know about the 10R140 transmission, so that's pretty much going to wrap us up for this one. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.